the state of Michigan versus Gwendolyn Russell, 23736. And appearance for the people, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Adam Prince, and I'm requesting a practice under APA Mike Cusack under NCR 8.120.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Barnwell, do you have any objection to Mr. Coons being granted permission to practice under the supervision of Mr. Cusack? He's passed the bar exam and he's transferring up here from Ohio and just waiting for all of his documentation to be set.
No objection, Judge. No objection.
He's been hired by the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office, and so the court will note then that counsel has indicated no objection. And appearance for Ms. Russell. Appearance, counsel?
Yes, Judge. Wendy Barnwell, P42505, on behalf of Ms. Gwendolyn Russell. We're both present on Zoom. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Russell, if you can please state your name for the record.
Gwendolyn Russell.
All right, and today is the date scheduled for the probable cause conference, the adjourned probable cause conference. And counsel, there's been a resolution, correct?
Yes, Judge. The last time we were in, oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to me.
I am counsel, Ms. Barnwell, yes.
Okay. Your Honor, the last time we were in court, the prosecutor made the offer of a misdemeanor use. And my client has been, I saw her in jail subsequently, and I talked to her today in a breakout room, as well as the last time we were in court, we chatted in a breakout room about this offer. She indicates that she wishes to accept the offer.
All right, and counsel, did you indicate what that offer was?
Your Honor, it's a misdemeanor use, but if the prosecutor could read it out.
Mr. Coons?
Yes, Judge. So the defendant has agreed to plead to a controlled substance violation in exchange for the original charge of the control possession of meth charge that he originally charged the defendant with.
All right, Ms. Barnwell, that's going to be a plea of guilty by your client, correct?
Yes, Judge, to the misdemeanor, the 1-year misdemeanor.
And that's MCL 333.74042B, correct?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right, Ms. Russell, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear from the testimony about to give in this matter to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, you heard the plea that your attorney placed on the record, correct?
I'm sorry?
You heard the plea that your attorney placed on the record, is that correct?
The plea of guilty to a misdemeanor? Or what's the question? I'm sorry.
Were you paying attention to what your attorney indicated on the record?
Yes.
Okay, so she indicated that you're going to be pleading guilty to a reduced charge of controlled substance use, which is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year in jail and or $1,000 fine or both. Do you understand that?
1 year in jail?
That's the maximum possible penalty.
Counsel,
That's not-
please don't interrupt me. Counsel,
Sorry,
please
Judge.
don't interrupt. That's the maximum penalty, ma'am. I'm just letting you know what the maximum penalty is.
Oh my gosh, I almost had a heart attack. Okay. Yeah, I think, right?
So I just want to confirm, you heard the plea that your attorney indicated, correct?
Right.
Okay. As to that amended charge of controlled substance use, how do you plead?
For guilty. Right?
And you've gone over your advice of rights with your attorney, correct?
Sure, yes.
Ms. Russell? Okay. And you understand all of those rights?
Right.
You understand by entering into a plea, you'll be waiving some of those rights, specifically your right to your trial and appellate rights. Do you understand that?
Right.
You also understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea today, correct?
Which would be the 1 year in jail.
I understand that's the maximum. There could also be probation, no probation. There could be a combination of all of it. I don't know until I sentence you. But you understand that?
I do understand that's possible, yeah.
Okay. Knowing all that, do you still want to continue with your plea?
Yeah.
Okay. Has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea? Has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No.
All right. Counsel, please run to your client. Ms. Barnwell, please
Judge,
run to your client.
I have to pull up the, I'm trying to pull it up here, sorry. I'm having trouble pulling it open. I'm having trouble pulling open the stuff on my laptop.
Would you like the court to conduct the voir dire, counsel?
Can you do that, Judge? Because I cannot open up. I'm trying to open up something that's on my laptop, but it's not opening.
Ms. Russell.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you in the city of Wyandotte on April 12th of 2023?
April? Yeah. Yep. At CVS. Yep.
Okay. And were you at that time using a controlled substance?
Do you mean like when the cops pulled or came up to my vehicle?
At any point, ma'am, on that date, prior to the officer's arrival, their initial contact with you, were you using a controlled substance?
I did use that day. Yes, I did use that day.
Okay, and what is it you used, ma'am?
I smoked methamphetamines.
Okay.
And I think I also may have used heroin or opiates that day.
Okay. All right. Are the people
But I've
satisfied?
been clean for.
Okay, we'll get to that in just a moment. Are the people satisfied with the factual basis?
Correct, Judge. So people are satisfied with the factual basis.
Ms. Barnwell, is the defense satisfied with the factual basis?
Defense is satisfied, Judge. Yes, Judge.
Counsel, please let me finish asking the question. We can only record one at a time. So, for the record, is the defense satisfied with the voir dire and the factual basis for the plea?
The defense is satisfied, Judge.
All right. The court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea to the amended charge of controlled substance use. The court will dismiss the felony charge, count 1, and the court will schedule this matter for sentencing. Counsel, are you available on June 1st?
One split second, Judge. 1 second. Your Honor, I'm available in the early afternoon. If it's on Zoom, I'm available about 10:30. I have some other sentencing scheduled earlier that day.
No, this is in person. So we'll do June 1st at 1:30. Is that early enough in the afternoon?
It is good. It is good.
Okay. And so, Ms. Russell.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. My notes show that you were to secure inpatient treatment. Are you inpatient treatment? It looks as though you're home.
Yeah, I am home, but I did secure inpatient treatment at Sacred Heart on the 10th. And then afterwards, there's another and that's like a residential 27-day program. And then after that, I talked to Grace Centers of Hope, and they have like a whole, like my sister's been in this program for years now. a year. It's called Grace Centers of Hope. They help you get back into society, get a job. It's like a 3/4 house living kind of situation, but it's under this Grace Centers of Hope.
Okay, so my question to you is, so May 10th, and you said a 27-day program?
The Sacred Heart is a 30-day program.
Okay, will you be able to zoom in from Sacred Heart for your sentencing on June 1st?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so council, I will permit Zoom on June 1st, but it has to be on time.
Yes, ma'am. They
That's
do
only
that.
the-
Yes, ma'am.
That's only in the event that defendant is in patient treatment at Sacred Heart.
Okay.
If you are not inpatient, ma'am, you're to be here in person.
Yes, ma'am.
And so then council, do you want 10:30 a.m. instead of 1:30 p.m. that day?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Russell, I'm going to ask you a question,
Yes, ma'am.
and I need an honest answer.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are tested today, what is in your system?
I've been taking my Zubsolv. It's a form of Suboxone. And I actually got a prescription for it back in 2021, and it doesn't expire until 2025. The actual prescription, like the medication. So that's all I've been taking, and yeah, and I have tried to smoke and use, a little bit of methamphetamines, but I have been getting better, and I don't have any of those to use anymore, and that's the truth.
Okay, well, I appreciate your honesty. Ma'am, do you want to go back to jail in lieu of inpatient treatment?
No, I do not want to go back to jail.
Then stop using the methamphetamine.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm not sure if your Zubsolv is still a valid prescription since it's 2 years old. Just because the medication itself doesn't expire until 2025.
Oh.
If you're not under a current doctor's orders, then that's not a valid prescription.
Is it okay if I make a doctor's appointment to get it reinitiated? Because it's really been helping me, I think it's really been helping me turn things around for me.
Yes, but I'm very confused. If you're taking Zubsolv, how can you also be using meth and not be violently ill?
I'm sorry, the phone broke up.
What's not making sense, ma'am, is if you're taking the Zubsolv and you're smoking methamphetamine, how are you not violently ill?
Well, because the Zubsolv is an opiate like antagonist. I think the opiates in Zubsolv kind of, like if I was using heroin and Zubsolv at the same time, that would counteract in the receptors in the brain, and I would be violently ill. But methamphetamine is like a stimulant, so it doesn't counteract on the same receptors in the brain.
Well, I'm glad that you have all that information and you're knowledgeable with that. Who's there in the house with you that you keep looking at?
My mom.
Okay.
Sorry.
Counsel, why should I not revoke your client's bond and have her incarcerated until she goes right to Sacred Heart on May 10th?
Because I think her mom, who was in the courthouse, came there, spoke. She was in person. That they're making a good faith effort. I believe that those drugs they're like a parasite and she's the host type thing. That's just my perception of those drugs. But I think there's a good faith effort being made. She's here. She showed up. Mom is here. And I don't believe when mom showed up, she showed up in order to to appease Miss Russell, but to let the court know her concerns. I think that she's on the right track because she's not running around the metropolitan Detroit area. She's here. She looks clean. She looks sober to me. Well, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't know how that looks, but she showed up. She's speaking clearly. She responded appropriately. So I think that's what's going on at this moment, Judge.
Ms. Russell, when's the last time you used meth?
No, not this morning. I don't have any meth to use anymore. I don't have any meth. To be honest, I tried to hit my empty, this is the truth to God. Like, I tried to hit my empty pipe yesterday. Might have got like a, semi half-assed, or, I didn't even get a hit from it because it's empty. I was just like scraping the bottom of the bowl. And, that's the truth. Like, and, so yeah, that's the truth. But I did take my Zubsolv this morning. And
Okay, well, that's good. Even though it's not with a valid prescription. So I gotta tell you, ma'am, the court allowed you to go home on a GPS tethered house arrest, and that you were to secure inpatient treatment through your health insurance. Okay, very good. Through your health insurance, and then you're going to be tethered to treatment. There wasn't anything in there that said you can still use your meth or anything else while you're on house arrest. So quite frankly, I haven't really heard a reason why I shouldn't have you go back to Wayne County Jail until May 10th, and then you go right to treatment.
Because I have been doing so good. Like I had never spent time in jail. Last time I was in jail, that was the first time I was in jail. It was so crazy. It was so bad. Honestly, God, like I won't use my Zubsolv or meth or anything anymore. Like I've really been trying. Like I've really been pressing down and like I've been reading my recovery book. Like I've been praying. Like I've been sticking to my tether, staying home, just trying to get through this. Like I really don't want to go to jail.
Okay, you've been reading your recovery book, but you were just saying that you were scraping the bottom of the bowl to get whatever meth you could yesterday.
Honestly, it's been such a struggle. Like I've been addicted to drugs for a long time. You know what I mean? But every day gets a little bit easier. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm not gonna, every day gets a little bit stronger. I get a little bit stronger. I just keep pressing forward, trying to keep with my recovery. I think this tether is helpful. My parents are supportive. I'm trying to work around the house, eat better food, eat healthy. Like, I don't have anything to use. I don't have, my phone. It's like I don't have anybody to, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm just trying to stay on the up and up, and I think I'm getting better every day. Please, God, don't send me back to jail. Like, I really am trying to do my best.
Ma'am, my court order was not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed, and you've done both.
I'm just trying to be honest with you. I'm just an addict, and I'm just trying to get better. I'm not a criminal. I'm just a drug addict. So if you could work with that, Judge, please understand. Like I mean, I know there was an offense for a criminal offense, but I am going to rehab. You know what I mean? My drug addiction is like a parasite, like she said, and I have rehab scheduled. And I'm turning my life around. I'll do anything to turn my life around. Like, I don't want to go to jail.
Does your mom allow visitors? Does your mom allow you to have friends come to the house?
No.
So how did you have meth that you were using?
It was just all my stuff from my apartment when I moved out was packed out in the barn. Like it was just an old piece of whatever from years ago that I had found. Crumbs that I had found. But I'm gonna throw that pipe away. It's trash. It's garbage. It's all garbage. I don't have any more garbage.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you test today, and if there's something in your system, then you're going to be in custody until you report to rehab. That's how we're going to do that.
What?
I'm going to have you test today. And if there's anything in your system, you're going to be in Wayne County Jail until you report to rehab.
Okay. Write what down?
So you're going to email them to probation. They're going to give you the information about testing today.
That one.
Do you know what time you're supposed to be reporting to Sacred Heart on May 10th?
10:30.
10:30 a.m.?
Mm-hmm.
Is that yes?
10:30 a.m. at Sacred Heart, yeah.
Okay, so I'm indicating if the test comes back positive, you're to report to Wayne County Jail. You're going to be in custody with Wayne County Jail until May 10th at 7:30 a.m., at which point you can get picked up and go right out to Sacred Heart. Because I am watching your behavior, and I'm fairly certain that you are under the influence of something right now.
I'm not. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not.
Okay, well, the drug test will confirm that, or will confirm one of our physicians, okay? And the court's going to indicate bond and the balance of conditions are continued.
Your Honor,
All right.
where would she get the drug test? Is there a specific place? Will probation tell her that?
Yes, that's why I indicated she has to contact probation. They will give her that information.
They're not fucking locking up for nothing. Because I'm too honest. I'm a fucking drug addict, not a criminal.
No.
Oh.
Gwen, mute the button.
Ms. Russell, I'm going to have you stay on Zoom until I can have probation log in, and I'll have you meet with them in a breakout room.
Okay.
And
You and your mom,
Ms.
if you're
Russell?
there.
Ms. Russell, let me be very clear. You're going to be ordered a drug test today anyway. So the fact that you disclosed that you've been using meth and the Zubzol, it's not a punishment for you being honest, right? The court was going to order you to drug test today anyway. So I just want you to be clear on that. Because this court's order was you ordered to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. And I know you have an issue with drugs, which is why this court was going to have you drug test today regardless.
Where do you go from that?
Okay, where do I go for that?
I'm having probation log in, and I'm going to put the two of you in a breakout room, and they will give you that information, okay? All right, we're going to be off the record for just a quick moment.
Judge, I have to go in physically to a courtroom here in Frank Murphy.
No, you're set. We'll see you back on June 1st, counsel.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
We have,
So if I test clean, yeah, I don't know. What do you mean?
If you test clean, you have to go to jail.
If I test clean, would I have to go to jail?
No.
Because I literally it took crumbs of this stuff.
Okay.
Like crumbs, and I've been trying so hard.
Gwendolyn.